Hey there, it's MI Tesla Guy, and I have got a very, very special video for you today. It is about a Rivian R1T electric pickup truck from the perspective of somebody who's owned several Teslas. So let's get into the video. All right, so like I mentioned, I am here with my friend Brandon, who has this beautiful Rivian R1T truck that you've had since
end of June.
End of June of this year. So perfect time to get it in Michigan.
Yes.
In the summer. So what I thought I'd do, because Brandon has had a few Teslas, I thought this is the perfect person to talk to about this. And I know him to be very objective, which is one of the things I like. He's not a Tesla fan. I don't think you're just a fanboy.
No, not usually. I'm pretty objective. Yeah.
He's pretty objective. So I thought I'd ask him a few questions just for those out there who are maybe have a Tesla, you're looking at a Tesla, you have a Rivian, or you're looking to get a Rivian. Hopefully this will help as you think through it as far as the purpose of the use. So just real quick, what are the Tesla models you've had?
Sure, yeah. So over the last 2 years, we've owned 3 Teslas as a family. A 2019 Raven Model X, a 2020 Model X, and then a 2018 Model S.
You had full self-driving on one or two of them?
Both of the Model X's had full self-driving. The 6-seater that was my daily driver actually had like the full beta of self-driving, so I did get to experience what that was like.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you've been what I would call Tesla-less for...
About a week, actually.
About a week,
yes,
okay.
We just sold the last one last week because we actually do have the R1S on order, so we will be taking delivery of that hopefully next year, but we'll see.
And I guess that's a little preview of whether you think he likes it or not, that they put in a pre-order.
Indeed, yes. Spoiler alert.
Okay, three different Teslas. When did you pre-order this?
Yeah, so I ordered this in September of 2021, towards the end of the month.
Okay, and we were talking, you had said they had actually opened the reservations in like 2018, so
Yep.
you were already 3 years. So we were talking with each other trying to figure out, how did you get yours so soon?
Yeah, I think it's likely a couple different factors. So they have the max pack, which they haven't begun building because more battery equals less cars delivered. And then also they had trouble procuring the wood for Ocean Coast interior, so they haven't delivered any Ocean Coast at all until very recently. They actually switched the wood grain to a different color because they couldn't get it to look the way they needed to.
Okay.
So that, coupled with the wheel and tire configuration, which I just did like whatever came with it. I didn't need the off-road tires. I was more concerned about daily driving. Probably moved me up the list because I didn't need any of those things. I got the normal interior, normal tires, and got my car 9 months after I ordered it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So a bit of a reverse of Tesla, where if you get the base wheels and you get the one of the 2 included colors, you're going to be waiting a super long time.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
In this case, they want to pump them out. So
yeah.
that makes sense. So you've had it now. Yes, I'm counting on my fingers. Basically 3 months.
Yep,
right?
Exactly, yep. And almost to the day, yeah.
You've done both the city driving. You were saying you took a trip to Munising,
yep,
I believe.
Up in the UP, yep.
And for those who are not from Michigan, Michigan has a lower peninsula, which would look like this, right? And an upper peninsula, which kind of looks like this.
Exactly.
And Munising is about how far away?
It took 6 hours. So,
6 hours,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a decent road trip. Let's just get right to it. What are your overall thoughts on the R1T?
As we've already alluded to, sold all of my Teslas, have the R1S in order, so I do very much love it. We have 3 kids that are under 3, so lifestyle and what we use the vehicle for is very important. And this just feels like it's a rugged car that you can get dirty and it's gonna clean up and look like new, where I would still love the Tesla, I still love them, but it just felt a little bit more delicate in that way, where a long road trip, the kids are just very, very messy, and it's tough to get it looking sparkly clean again. So that's my overall love them. Love it a lot.
Well, one of the things that I like about Rivian is I think I phrase it as I think they get it, in the sense that Tesla got it and continues to get it, where they're not trying to, I mean, this is a ground up electric vehicle.
Yep.
It's not trying to shove electric drivetrain or something into a gasoline power vehicle. But the other thing I really like, based on kind of stories Brandon was sharing with me, is Rivian has clearly marketed this as an adventure vehicle. I think maybe that's even the term they use. And based on the story you shared about the trip and everything like that, what they're marketing it as is exactly what a consumer who buys it feels like they're getting from it. just to kind of summarize, what would you say are the biggest pros to you about the R1T, and then the biggest cons?
So for pros, I would say just the overall look and feel of it. It feels a little rugged. I just love the aesthetic of it, which is obviously personal preference, but just always loved the look ever since I knew that they existed as a company. The drive modes are awesome. It has the 8 different drive modes, and the car can go up to, I think, 16 inches down to 9, and it just looks completely different and performs completely different. Like I said before, I took it off-roading in the UP. I've never done that before, but I figured we have an adventure vehicle. Let's see if we can adventure, and it was awesome. It's super quiet. You're in the middle of nature, and it was just a really fun experience. And then lastly, just the overall space. The front trunk is huge. It's got a ton of storage in the truck bed, obviously. The gear tunnel, you can fit so many different things, and it just has more space for my current needs and my family's needs. So just really, those are probably the big 3. There's certainly probably a couple others, but
and then I don't necessarily want to call it cons, but things where you look, whether it be compared to Tesla or just not compared to anything.
Sure.
What would you say are the things you're like, I miss this, or I wish it had this kind of thing?
So for cons and specific to Tesla, so the big things that like clearly stick out that Tesla has an advantage because of a decade ahead is the supercharging network. I haven't had any issues where I can't charge yet, but Electrify America, there's been a few locations where I've had to plug into a different charger, or I couldn't get it to go to the speed I wanted it to, and it was just like, your average consumer new to electric vehicles, it wouldn't be a good experience for them, but I was able to work around it and I felt comfortable. The app and generally the software, so the app is super limited in functionality right now. There's only a couple things you can do.
The phone app?
Yeah, the phone app, correct. Whereas Tesla, I mean, they keep adding more stuff constantly and it's super feature rich. That being said, Rivian has already added some things and I can tell that they're focused on it and it will get better. But right now I can't like change the state of charge in my phone where you very much can with Tesla. As one key example I'd like to do. And then the last thing is full self-driving. So I have had the full beta as well as just like the regular full self-driving autopilot. And that is just better. It's superior right now, so you cannot use Rivian's lane keeping assist or highway plus on 2-lane roads. It can only be on freeways, and it works fine there, but there are some unmapped sections, so it's not using the vision only or anything like that. So you do need to keep a little bit closer eye on it. But again, I think that's something with over-the-air updates. They'll catch up eventually. So those are the big.
And I didn't ask you this before. Is it well, I guess one of the things I've noticed over autopilot in a Tesla versus lane keep assist, because we've had other cars that had it lane keep assist, is autopilot tends to be able to handle even some pretty significant curves. Even on a highway. I don't think you get a ton of significant curves on a highway, but has this been able to do pretty good on?
Yeah, no
on
issues with curves, and one very small component I would say Rivian does a little bit better when you have the 2 lanes merging into one. Sometimes the Tesla would overcorrect multiple times to center you. This actually does it pretty flawlessly, which was kind of interesting because of all the other things that Tesla does better with its autopilot. And then this is model specific, but the one thing we missed, the Model X, the doors are cool. Some people don't like them. I did. Super easy in, easy out for 3 car seats, which we have. So that is one specific to the Model X feature that certainly checks a box that the Rivian doesn't have.
If you could narrow it down, what would you say is your favorite feature personally of this? And then what would you say as a family, like between you and your wife or the kids, if they even have opinion, is overall like the family's favorite thing about it?
If I narrowed it down, I'd have to choose the drive modes because like I said, 2 weeks ago, never had I gone off-roading and I'm not sure I wanted to. But having done that experience and like experiencing nature in a way that like couldn't have got there in a different vehicle was really, really sweet. And like this vehicle holds up to what it's claiming to be. So that would be my favorite feature. And then as far as family, honestly, it's probably the storage capacity. So the gear tunnel, we have to take pack and plays when we go, and it's like 2 pack and plays, the tents for the pack and plays. Like you can fit so much stuff in the gear tunnel and still have the whole truck bed. So the storage is huge and really works out nicely for us.
I will say, Our kids are older now, but I do remember pack and plays take up so much room.
Yeah, and
They do.
this was made like 2 pack and plays end to end fit perfectly across. It's
Wow.
as if they were made for it. So
Okay.
yeah, it's super convenient.
Well, a big thank you to Brandon first off for having a Rivian. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Glad I was able to get one so early. I got very, very lucky. So,
Yes, and your willingness to, you know, be part of video and everything like that, I really, really appreciate it. So hopefully you have enjoyed this, that it's helped you as you're thinking through decisions you may be making about future electric vehicle purchases, or if you're just like me and you like to consume as much of this information as you can. So thank you for coming and watching this video. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. So hopefully with these microphones, you're not getting too much of the yard stuff, but if so, you'll have to forgive us for that.
Yep. Yeah. Now, are you stopping again?
Yeah. All right, so you get to pick your preference on whether you like the sound of a lawnmower or a blower in the background. We have both options for you on this video. Anyway.
Do you want to pause and then?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna.
You want to do some of your around the car footage?
Good thinking. Give us a moment. We're gonna get some B-roll.